Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the JoJostandcast. My name is Bailey, joined again by my good friends Cheesy Lemming, aka
Cheesy.
Fuck you.
You're Welcome.
Full circle.
Also joined by Andy, aka Grievo,
What's up?
interchangeable.
Yes, interchangeable.
And last but not least, we've got Caine. Of course you fucking did that, of course.
Can I
Thank
just
you.
say, it is a pleasure to be working alongside Chip Stubbo again. Thank you for hosting.
You're so welcome.
Every
Fucking
time.
strangle you.
Every time.
All right, so without further ado, let's get right into the questions. So we'll start
Really?
off with something fairly tame because I've got a couple of spicier ones in place for you later on. So let's go with something related to JoJo.
Okay.
This will probably have a quite varied, it's a very opinion-based question.
Okay.
What's your favorite stand battle?
Ooh.
Oh,
Anywhere in the
Ooh.
series. I'd originally thought about asking about stands on their own, but that's just too varied a question. So I think going for battles gives a bit more level playing field. So I'll give my personal opinion. It's part 5 heavy. I know anime, but the White Album fight with Mista and Giorno is just my absolute favorite.
good choice.
Just can't beat it.
Any particular reason why?
I don't know. It's just the entire atmosphere through the fight, the unique sort of stand that Giacho has, and just Giacho as a character is just incredible. I love
that's
him
fair
so much. Just angry, screaming Italian man. And yes, Stand White Album is just really unique, even for JoJo. And seeing how Mista and Giorno deal with the unique threat of White Album is just really interesting to see how they end up combining their stands and working together to defeat him.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, just to build off what you said, Mr. and Gianna working together. I love it when they're working together in the Chocolata fight. That one, that is so good.
Yes, that's probably my second,
Seven
actually.
Well, I'd probably say, could someone else go before me? Because I'm still thinking. I've got a rough idea, but it's not set in stone.
See, there's just so many, so I'm struggling.
Yeah,
But
it's a difficult question if you haven't thought about it, to be fair.
you know what? I don't think I can pick a favorite, but I can talk about a really good one I've had stuck in my memory from recent.
All right,
Go on.
shoot.
Jobin versus Josuke with the Stag Beetles.
Yes, part 8.
Absolute incredible writing from Araki's point. Like, because stand battles at that point, we kind of got used to them a little bit. I know Steel Ball Run kind of mixed it up with Steel Balls and a few other gimmicks, but it just felt like such a new twist on stand fights. And like being obviously a JoJo fan who's experienced so much, it's like it's so fresh just to read something so different. With the whole fact that it's Stag Beetles and they're both using their stands to kind of give one the advantage. I just thought that was really incredible.
You know what? My original first thought when you said that question was Jotaro versus Dio, because obviously it spans across a lot. You see a lot of different angles, good cinematography, and the fight itself is pretty brutal. However, I would say the first Derby fight, it is a stand battle.
I mean, yes.
Oh my god, the writing in that is so good. Succulent.
It's
better. That's my stance.
It's definitely part three's part three's better stands, and one of part three's most interesting stands. I think the Derby kind of brothers both have like very unique stands because at that point stands were very kind of basic. So I see where you're coming from there. It was like one of the first interesting stand fights.
So it was the question. Sorry, was definitely stand fights, not just JoJo fights, because otherwise there is a strong contender for Wamu. Just saying.
Very, very, very fair point. Very fair indeed.
Caesar versus Wamu.
Wamu fight.
Oh yeah, the animation, that's incredible.
We'll stick with stand fights, I think, just to make it a bit less complicated. But I think I like both of your answers are actually quite similar. I know obviously
Cheesy.
you haven't read up the Part 8 yet, but the way that both fights aren't really stand battles in a sense, they're more games of wits almost involving stands. That's so yeah, I like how you guys are both thinking along sort of the same sort of lines, just with different parts essentially.
Yeah, it's
yeah. Well, I think a good psychological. Sorry, you go first.
I was just going to say, people say JoJo stand fights are like a game of chess, and these kind of fights represent kind of Araki's writing style of mystery, reveal, solution.
I think that works really well, actually. Yeah, for the Derby fight especially, because it was a psychological game. His stand in comparison, Star Platinum could probably, wedgie Darby stand is fucking weak. But then you see the whole aspect of it is not in its physicality, but it's in playing mind games.
Yeah, because
And that's
Jotaro,
brilliant. In fact, if you even consider the chance that you've lost, then you've actually lost for
Darby,
real. Yeah.
it shows that stands have limitations like such as strength, but Darby like set that entire situation up to his favor because he knew the only way he could beat Jotaro is if he incapacitates his friends first, because he knows Jotaro won't hit him if he did that.
I'm just looking at a Jotaro versus Darby fight, and I've noticed someone has snuck in a very low opacity Koichi doing the crazy noisy bizarre town pose.
Yes.
He's everywhere.
Caine, favorite stand battle? Go.
My favorite stand battle, I think I'm agreeing with
Cheesy.
on this one. My the most memorable for me is it's got to be Jotaro versus Dio. I mean, part 3 isn't even my favorite part, but that fight is so iconic. I think that is like it's the first fight where we see what stands are like truly capable of.
I like how it kind of starts with strength, and then it goes into a battle of wits with Jotaro pretending to be dead. Because the two are just too equal, too even, and it's like Jotaro finally realizes he's kind of got to outsmart Dio.
The same stand.
It also leads on to the theory that their stands are similar. You know, the old meme, this must be the same type of stand as Star Platinum or whatever it was. It's because they actually have a very similar mindset when it comes to tactics. So they both aren't afraid to play underhanded moves. And it's one of the reasons that mentality produced a similar stand in each of them. You know, they both use high strength. They go up close and personal, but both of them are trying to play a clever game. Brilliant. Actually.
Plus,
it's one of the fights you can watch back again and again on YouTube.
I think I think that kind of fate gave Jotaro a stand capable of beating, or even to the world. I just think it's the kind of whole role of fate and Dio's curse, as they call it, because obviously they got a stand based on Jonathan's body. So I think it's all part of fate and Dio. They call it Dio's curse basically, but they all got a stand from him being Jonathan. So Bailey, what is next?
Well, just to clarify on that, I think the real reason Dio lost was he skipped leg day. Simple as.
No.
Do you see how bloody swollen his thighs were in that fight?
Yeah, that's because they were retaining fluid because he wasn't working out properly. All right, so moving swiftly on. But yeah, actually, I think the most agreed upon fight probably would be Jotaro versus Dio there, because
I can agree.
Definitely be high. It would be high on my list as well, actually. So I think we can agree that that's kind of the overall favorite.
Just too iconic.
I'd just like to make a really quick honorable mention to Doppio versus Risotto Nero. That is really
god, that's like a lot of like notifications I get on Facebook, like top 10 anime fights, and you just see like Doppio and Vizzy Risotto.
How does King Crimson work?
We covered this last episode. Were you not listening?
No, he skipped last episode.
This is where Caine adds a skip effect to the podcast.
Yeah, I completely agree with that though. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Especially the animation in the anime. When you see the bullets.
And you talk about the brutality of the Jotaro Dio fight. That just takes it up to 11.
Doppio choking me.
You know what? I'm just going to put Dio versus Jotaro and Risotto versus Doppio as my joint.
You know what I'm talking about.
Cheesy.
No!
So yeah, I think they're joint top fights in the anime.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I think all of the fights that I've mentioned there are definitely valid contenders. But I think the Jotaro versus Dio one is probably the one we're going to agree on, just because of the sheer weight behind it as well, from the first 3 parts, basically.
This is where someone...
Sorry, do you have something to add?
No, I just wanted to make a funny comment that this is where someone literally comments on the YouTube video. I like the Deep Blue Moon fight.
Oh God! If anyone comments that, just ban them, please.
I like the Oasi fight.
Oh fuck! Okay, Peter.
Said nobody ever.
Except Berserk fans. Okay, so next question. Shall we deal with the elephant in the room now regarding a certain Mr. Shuckmeister?
Oh my god.
Oh yes, finally.
Oh, no.
Finally I get to tear into shock.
All right. So what I have written here is, I couldn't think of a question way to phrase this, so I've just went, why is Shuckmeister obsessed with hentai of his female self? Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Can anyone shed some light on this, please?
Right. Who wants to go first? Because I've got a piece on this.
I think Sam should lead this.
He's got a fucking essay prepared.
Oh, no.
Right, okay, so my blood vessels are about to burst. So here we go. Originally, I used to watch a lot of Shuck's videos, chances are, if you're listening to this, you probably have checked out a few JoJo-tubers, and the Shuckmeister might have been one of them. The content was originally good. However, it devolved along with Chuck's mentality, I believe. He's turned into this weird, creepy guy online who essentially, I mean, if you're listening to this, Shuck, by any means, that you can join the queue. Hamon Beat's already trying to sue me for calling a rapper. I think that it's gone a bit too far. You know, the other day he was asking his audience to make hentai and write inappropriate stories about his female self. What the fuck? Like, I would give this to Jordan Peterson, but he'd probably kill himself. Someone please take this topic off me before I smash something.
Fucking hell! All right, okay.
It's definitely just kind of like weird because in the kind of JoJo tubers, a lot of them are very professional. Especially Shuck was professional.
Was emphasis.
JoJo tubers professional. Oh my god, you are.
True. I mean, when you see their Twitter accounts, never check a JoJo tuber's Twitter accounts.
We've got plenty to talk about. We're gonna have a segment on this every week. Don't worry.
Oh, the Shuck report.
Oh god,
good lord, I can't handle that.
I don't think I've watched much Shuck. All I have to add is that honestly, I'd sniff his avatar's toes. All right, I'd get right up close and go,
get out, please, leave.
I'm sorry.
No.
It's just how it is.
Do this, Bailey, because Caine's onto something here. You always knew this was coming, but the hands,
fuck.
Oh,
the hand,
no.
fuck the feet, right? Actually, don't. Rancid.
Like, at this point, it's just a matter of time before you mention hands. Like, come on.
I know. I got to episode 2.
I have to give you props there. I think it was because you were hosting last time. You couldn't bring it up as much as you wanted to.
Oh fuck!
Can I say they just look good? Cheesy Lemming exposed. There you go. The hand man. Come after me, Shuck. You've got some
You
ammo.
exposed yourself.
I have.
The hand man versus the self fetish.
Yeah. Come on, Shuck.
Instead of Horrid Henry, it's Cable, and he's just like he runs the sexy hand guy.
The fucking flag. I have it in my head. So
no.
No one outside the UK is going to get that either.
Oh my god.
I just Shuck is just like it feels, that's the word I'm looking for. It feels like he's trying to project he's trying to make himself stand out, but it seems very desperate. Like, I'll make hentai on my character. It's a girl now. I'm gonna get all the community to like think it's a meme. It seems, but it's like it's past the point where it's like a meme. It actually feels like he's a bit of a creep now because it's been going on.
Your clothes.
There is no meme.
Well, it's gone a bit far. I think
clothes.
he's genuinely trying to get some kind of gratification out of people writing this stuff and drawing it.
Yeah.
I think he's got a genuine attraction to his female self.
Well,
Very scary.
to each of their own. That's all I have to say.
Well,
I mean, yeah, but just don't make it that public. Like,
yeah, he's
bruh.
a YouTuber. This isn't private. This is literally YouTube. Broadcast yourself, or at least it was before you became corporate wank bank.
You know what? Everybody has a right to be horny.
Yeah, but horny on men.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You make a fair point.
Okay, so to wrap that question up, I think we've all come to various conclusions about whatever is wrong with Shuck. Shuck, if you're listening, please don't sue me. Sue
Cheesy.
It's
Yeah.
It's his hate boner. That
My
he
email
has
is
to pick.
cheesylemmings@gmail.com. You can come after me along with Soldier Boy and whatever his name was. I'm on beat.
Wait, off topic. What did you do to Soldier Boy?
Oh, I basically, for a joke, right, I bought one of the Soldier consoles, right? And not only did he not show up, but then I basically tried to sue him. And then apparently what I was saying about him online was slander. And then Soldier's fucking, like, legal team were in my DMs. I was like, go away.
Bruh.
I never got the Soldier Boy, by the way. Maybe it got hit by Sahando. It's fucking gone.
I can't wait until we get the stand crank that Soldier Boy.
Oh.
I think the council has decided Shuck is cringe. The council has decided.
The council decided that he was cringe a long time ago.
He's cringe, but
not based
with stinky feet.
Not based.
Disgusting. All feet stink.
We've got feet. We've got hands. What's next? Don't answer that, please.
Caine's gonna say toes.
All right. So let's move on from the topic of Shuckmeister. I think we've roasted him enough to get sued several times over. So we'll move on to another question. This one's a more interesting one, and I'm interested to see what your opinions are on it.
Mhm.
Where do you think Araki goes next after Part 8?
To the retirement home with his bags of money. Sit down.
Hmm.
You know what? It's
rest.
just as valid as anything, to be fair.
I don't think there's going to be more. I don't.
I mean,
Part
Bailey, where do you think he's going next?
Well, from what I've heard, and I don't know how official this is, but I've heard he's always wanted to kind of retire in his 60s, and he's like late 50s now, so he's nearly there. So
I think he has turned 60. I think
he already has.
Jesus, I can't believe that. He looks so young.
I know. He's got to be a vampire.
Oh my god, Araki is 60.
Jesus.
Yeah, he started going monthly when he turned 40. Not 40, sorry, 50. He went monthly when he turned 50, and that was literally like 2000 and like 2000.
Whoa, he's 5'5".
He's the same height as Koichi.
Oh shit! Oh no, wait, no, he's only like 2 inches taller. Damn.
Koichi Hiroshi. Right, here you go.
Everyone talks
I remember
about
this.
Gohan being
We
the
saw that
self-insert.
last episode, didn't we?
Yep. You mentioned this last episode.
Yeah,
he
but
goes up to
Yukako.
Yukiko's like waist, and she's like some kind of giant freak, but she's actually 5'8", and she's also jailbait.
Yeah, you learned that the hard way.
I learned that the hard way when the FBI kicked down my door.
Soldier Boy and the FBI.
Oh god.
So Soldier Boy.
feet.
Well, Soldier Boy's in
Whoa,
trouble with the
Koichi's
FBI.
5'1".
Wait, was he not 5'3"?
No, he's 5'1". I've just looked it up. Apparently, he's actually 157 centimeters. At that point, there is no hope for you. I'm sorry. You can have a stat. You need heaven's door to get someone.
All
And
right,
that
on
is
that note, guys,
incredible.
this will be the last episode of the podcast. Thank you for listening.
Fuck.
But yeah, I think my opinion on where Araki could go next is Part 8 feels like, I don't know, like it just feels like top tier. Like he can't. Part 7, people said Part 7 he can't do anything past Part 7 because I was like, people consider that his magnum opus. But Part 8, man, it feels like both Part 7 and Part 8 feel like his magnum opus. I just think whatever's next, I just hope he just does like, I don't know, some sort of like art book or a goodbye book where it's just like little like pictures or drawings of where each JoJo character, just like them chilling out, or maybe Josuke as an adult, just stupid shit like that. I mean, that's a good way to end it. Just an art book, and it just says goodbye or whatever. Or he does something different. He does a different manga, but maybe he's just going to end with JoJo. Who knows?
All right.
Possibly even. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
This might be a weird take. I would really love to see Araki do like a cyberpunk style.
Oh,
I don't know. I just think that could be like really interesting.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi.
He grew up in the era of sci-fi manga, so it's not out of the question.
Well, Kaine's a bit biased because he literally injects Blade Runner into his veins. He's seen things Araki wouldn't believe.
Literally me.
Yeah, it is a fantastic film, to be fair. I've heard the remake's very good as well, actually.
Do you mean the sequel?
Oh, well, Jeff, for a moment.
Let me be clear.
Can I just go back with Bites the Dust? Just fucking remove that green.
Just rewind to episode 1.
Oh man, now you've got a fun time editing that, Caine.
Oh
Enjoy.
god.
キラークイーン第3の爆弾バイツァーダスト
Yeah, I've heard the sequel's actually really good.
I mean, if Part 7 is a kind of a remake of Part 1 and Part 8 is a remake of Part 4, by that logic, we've got to just pick a part and feel like he's going to remake it. All right, Stardust Crusaders 2.0.
Hear me out. I think we discussed this the other day, but I believe the best way to end the series is for Part 9, if he makes it.
Nice.
If he makes it, Araki should focus on doing an entire Joestar family line. Maybe throw in speed.
In one part?
Why not? Eyes of Heaven kind of style. All the Joestars working together. A big plot.
Yeah,
you get Jonathan, you get Joseph, Jotaro, all of them.
Maybe Part 8 ends with like the universe just like colliding or some shit.
What, a meteor? Rip.
Yeah, literally. The end of Part 8, everyone's smiling onto the sunset, and then a meteorite just hits and it's Dio.
Everyone fucking dies.
No, he does that bloody over heaven, the world, or whatever crap. But you know what? That's actually a good idea.
Cheesy. Thank you. I have a few of them. Apart from buying the Soldier console, they're pretty decent.
Oh, we somehow managed to bully Shuckmeister and Soldier Boy. Damn, we're getting these.
Damn,
really
I mean, I thought I was done with bullying him, but apparently not. Give me my Soldier Boy. Heaven.
This entire video is just an excuse for to make an appeal for his Soldier Boy console.
I'm using my public platform to play.
That's Darby Jr. and Jotaro were playing on the Soldier console.
Oh, God.
Then he only
Sur
wa-
cur.
These games look very familiar to branded items. Are these legal, Darby?
F Mega.
F Mega. God, Soldier Boy's career. There you go. Legal team just drops this one down as well.
So, Bailey, what do you think the overall chat's opinion is? Just like we all just kind of think that part 8 would be a good ending. I think we all want hopes for different parts, but I think we can all kind of agree that if he ends at part 8, we'd all be kind of content.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Oh,
with
hang
that.
on. I would say that part 9, the idea of the Joestar team up, I'll probably say I'm even more for that than I am part 8.
Oh,
Just
okay.
be- I think
I
that'd
do
be
think-
fantastic. A universal event that links old universe, Steel Ball Run. Hopefully you guys agree with that.
Just do Eyes of Heaven, but actually make it a bit of a better story.
I don't know. I kind of
Yeah.
think. I
Eyes
kinda
of
think
Heaven, but better.
In a way, I'm not being like the anime and manga fan that's like he has to make a part 9. In a sense, I feel like for the sake of kind of like continuity. So you know, like how Star Wars is a trilogy of trilogies. I mean, kind of.
I see. Do the trilogy, the Steel
like-
Ball Run world.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, I don't know. I don't think it'd be complete without a part 9.
Maybe. Maybe. I mean, I don't think he's going to do it super long again. I think part 8 is going to be the longest running years he's
Yeah.
going to be doing. I think he's probably going to do a very kind of a short part, maybe. Kind of return to those part 2 days
Yeah,
where he
yeah.
just did like I think 30 chapters or 20 chapters. I definitely think it's going to be shorter. That's my kind of take. Retire at like 65.
How long has he been doing part 8 for?
9 years. 9 years.
You got to
2011.
ask yourself, what you got to ask yourself, would Araki really be interested in, I mean, by the time this part 8's actually done, would he really be willing to do another potentially 10 years of work? Because that then, if you thought about his retirement age, that's really not going to happen then.
No, he's
You got to think.
He has got all his family now, like his children are in their 20s and 30s almost. So he's going to want to retire a bit now, I think, and just
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah.
I get the feeling if he does do a part 9, I think he's actually going to take a long break because he's never took a break. He's always done like 8 or like a few weeks later he releases the next part. It's that crazy. Like he hasn't really took a long break before. I think he's probably going to take a year or 2 off and just explore the world. Maybe.
There was a bit of a break between part 6 and 7, but apart from that, you're right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did it. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Maybe part 9 will be short, like Phantom Blood, but it will be so concise and something that could potentially bring all of them together that it could work. I don't see Araki doing another 9-10 years. I think he wouldn't be able to survive.
Yeah,
I think he's
agree with you.
just an ultimate end.
Yeah, what were you
Hot
saying,
take.
Caine?
No, I just agree. Yeah.
I
Hot
still
take.
think. Sorry.
Part 9 is going to be just address it. It's going to be the Ham on Beat series addressing Araki for God, and the title is just going to be "Fuck you, forget my ass."
Yeah, I never forget.
In the entire part is Kira's ghost explaining everything. Araki did not forget those robotic horses in part 7.
God.
Yeah, so I think the general consensus is either it's kind of 50-50 between he'll finish at 8 or there's maybe one part in him left.
Yeah, it'll be
We'll
a
have
short
to-
one though.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. He says drawing does kind of hurt him now. He does get aches and pains from the long drawing sessions. But yeah,
Well, now
I
we've
still like
so far.
I still like Kaine's idea that sci-fi kind of like go all out and go somewhere crazy because Araki's
That's
known for being
fantastic
crazy.
idea.
Gotta
Proper
imagine
future.
sci-fi stand battles is fucking. That's actually really interesting.
Well, Kaine's got a real point in that aspect because that's the one thing we haven't really done. We've gone from the past to the recent past to the present to the very current day, and the next logical step, to be honest, is the future ahead of us, 2040.
Oh, that could be
I mean,
so good.
on a technicality, Part 6 was based in 2011 and it came out like 2000.
Interesting.
Everyone goes really quiet. Yeah, Part 6 is based in 2011 and I think Araki did it into he's like, oh, smartphones were like a thing. I couldn't predict that because the iPhone came out like 2011, I believe. So like, I think he was talking about how like in Part 6 no one really has a smartphone and he's like, oh, I couldn't really predict that. I didn't know.
All right,
The
Bailey,
commentating
did you
part
get your?
makes everyone
your
have
pick?
them. Yeah, I think we've covered that question about as much as we can.
Very good question.
Excellent. So we shall move on. Rather than a final question, we asked the stand posting discussion group for their questions and hot takes. So to finish off today, we will go through a few of those questions.
And just
So we'll
before we
start
get into
off-
those hot takes, right? Subscribe to the channel, you fucking dweeb. If you're watching this, hit that fucking subscribe button. It gives us serotonin.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're this far into the video, you better be fucking subscribing.
Quick, Paisley Park, make his laptop subscribe to us.
Yeah, literally.
Who
Cheesy.
doesn't get the joke because he hasn't read part 8.
Yeah. Oh, funny.
Part 8 Chad's laughing.
Yeah.
You make a part 8 joke and you're laughing?
Right, let's go through these. So firstly, we've got Eddie. Thank you for your question, Eddie, who asks, what constitutes, in your definition, a JoBro? Can there be more than one per part? And who's the best?
Gyro. Oh, Polnareff, maybe.
I think there could be more than one. Part 3 kind of shows that you can have more than one.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Gyro, and also a very unconventional voice. But Yusho is kind of like a JoBro in a way, even though she's a romantic interest of Josuke's. She's incredible as a side character, so she's a JoBro in my book.
Isn't that like entirely contradictory to the term JoBro?
Yeah.
Fine.
Joho.
Joho. All right,
I'll make it known on this podcast. We don't like women.
Oh.
Oh,
the council has decided no women.
Yeah.
Caine literally just like threw his phone when he was reading part 6 and he saw Jolene was the main character. He just threw his phone, broke it. Fine then, yeah, I'm going Gyro. I think Gyro's just so beloved. He's so damn good.
Anyone want to do what constitutes a JoBro?
I think that's quite a tough question because part 3, gives us a good variety of JoBros, but I think that's really the only example where there are multiple JoBros. And please, feel free to interject if you disagree. But I think that's the only example.
Part 5.
Part 5. Yeah.
I would not count
Koichi and thingy.
Bruno Mister. I think it's anyone who's just really reliable. I was gonna say Koichi because reliable. I honestly don't think Koichi is a JoBro because I feel like he got a lot of like main character role in part 4, like a lot of focus. I think Okuyasu is the JoBro. I know people say Caesar, kind of not Caesar, bloody hell, Gyro, because I keep thinking Caesar, Gyro, Zapway. People say Gyro is the main character of part 8, but I still think Johnny still has enough story to make him main.
I think after part 3, it's kind of difficult to name who's the JoBro because the parts aren't as focused on the JoJo as they were in the previous 3 parts. So it's like Bucciaretti. Like you could almost consider him like he's second main character of part 5.
Possibly Araki just kind of like it. Because obviously he wants to keep doing JoJo, but like to him he's kind of unconventional. It's like, well, the JoJo, I never made a rule where JoJo has to be the main character. Yeah. I think that's how his opinion is. Like as long as there's a JoJo there, it kind of
Even the JoJo rule is very loose. Like look at Josuke and Giorno.
People think that institutes that they're bad characters though, and I don't think that's the case. It's just the fact that they don't have to be the main character.
I would say they have to be a character that is integral to the plot and likely has the largest screen time of the accompanying companions.
Oh,
okay, yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's good.
I think that's the definitive, the definitive description of a JoBro right there. I think.
So we got Speedwagon, Caesar, Polnareff, part 4. Koichi's gonna have to be part 4 because Okuyasu doesn't really feature too much.
Caine can't be because he was out of action for most of the
True.
Most of the story. I think that therefore puts Polnareff a bit of a step above.
Plus, Polnareff got a lot of focus, like a lot of stand fights. Like I think he had
especially towards the end as well. Yeah.
God, that animation against Anubis.
Oh, yes.
Right, we've harked on this way too long, by the way. There's like 6 questions.
All right.
Who's the best then? Who does everyone agree that's the best? Gyro or Speedwagon?
Gyro Polnareff.
Gyro Polnareff.
I'd probably say Gyro or Bucciaretti.
Good. I do want
Bucciaretti, you reliable guy.
Yeah, so I think overall Gyro, I think, is the...
Yeah. Yo!
So, moving on. Next question was from Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. We're unfortunately going to skip over this one because it is related to literally the last chapter of JoJolion that dropped. So, I'm the only one who's actually caught up to JoJolion.
A JoJo podcast where we're all behind on the manga.
So... we can't actually have a proper discussion about that question, but we will definitely revisit it. So thank you. Next is from Ans. I'm not sure which Ans, but it's one of them. What were the things you enjoyed the most about your least favorite parts?
Ooh. See, I think
Cheesy.
gonna strangle me to death when I say on a technicality, part 1 is my least favorite, even though I love it. No, I love part 1. I'm one of those people who like defends it, but out of every single part, it is obviously not the greatest. But I think in a way, my favorite thing about part 1 is the fact that it's so damn unique. It's this horror gothic kind of vampire story. I think that's what really makes it stand out. Like 20 to 30 years later.
And it's a good vampire story as well. Like you struggle to find those these days.
Because it's not just the vampire. Oh, I suck your blood.
So hang on a sec. It's our favourite thing about our
our
least favourite part or least
part.
favourite episode.
Least favorite part.
See, because I was going to say, if you were asking for episode set to Leslie, I would have given you nothing. Maybe the credit sequence. Atrocious.
Do you want me to just expand on part 1 whilst you guys think, or?
No,
you wanna
I'm
go
good to answer now.
Yeah, go ahead, Caine.
So for me, I'm sorry, my least favorite part is part 4. I'd say
We could have gathered that from last episode.
the most redeeming part of it though is easily Yoshikage Akira. What a villain! Oh my god!
Whoa.
Wow.
Damn great.
I mean, I didn't even feel like I had to say anything else. He's such an interesting villain in that he's not like plotting to take over the world. He's literally just like a sociopathic murderer, like a serial killer. And I just found that, and then the dynamic of him wanting to live this quiet life, but also wanting to kill people. It's just so interesting.
And he killed Shigechi.
Oh, God bless. God bless.
Can we not do this again?
Shigechi when he gets to hell. Wait, where's the hero?
Hey Caine, can you post some a montage quickly of Shigechi's death?
Yeah, I'll put
Just
that.
paste that in.
I'll put that.
オラのパパとママ守る。
キラークイーンはすでにドアノブに触っている。
Yeah,
I will
he's
say
done it.
I see where Caine is coming from because I do like part 4, but it's one of the I think it's the hardest part to rewatch because of it's more, as I said, it's more of like a slice of life. So one of the episodes, once you know the twist or once you know the gimmick of the episode, it can kind of be a bit of a drag. Like I'm re-watching it now on because I got the Blu-rays this week, so I'm re-watching it. And the Shigechi kind of stuff is just kind of like, I mean, it's funny, but it's like once you've seen all the jokes before, the fact that he's greedy.
He's ugly.
Once you've seen,
He's
yeah,
annoying.
it can't.
Picks
Yeah,
his
it can't.
nose.
Literal durian human hybrid freak.
I feel like Bailey's just going to strangle us all to death.
You see, part 4 is not even my favorite part. I just love Kira.
Yeah,
I'm
Kira,
gonna let it Caine.
I think those last, for me, part 4, those last couple of, those last, like, when Kira gets introduced, the part just goes, like, golden, or as you could say, diamond. But before that,
Shut up.
I'm so sorry. But before that, I feel like without Kira, part 4 feels like it's missing something without Kira.
Yeah, definitely.
You mean
Well,
you mean
most
the part's
stories would
missing
be
something
absent without
without
a plot. That's like saying Harry Potter be a bit
That's
bad
what I
without
was saying,
Voldemort.
yeah.
It would literally be a story of going to school.
His biggest villain is detention.
All right. Well, I'll give my kind of response. You know what? I think just based off of
based on what?
fuck off. Swear
Swear
to
the
fuck.
weight. Based on what, Jesse?
God damn it. You know what? I'm going to agree with Caine. Part 4, maybe just about, has probably become my least favorite. I still love it to bits, but just based on everything, I think everything else just overall is just a little bit better. But Kira is the redeeming factor because he is my favorite villain in anything ever. Just honestly.
I think part 2 is my least favorite.
I don't think that's even a hot take. I just feel like a lot of JoJo fans like overrate part 2 a bit. So I can
Like,
see.
Is the funny
I think the
Joseph.
best part about it is
Joseph is so
probably
funny.
the inclusion of good amounts of Speedway. Stroheim, there you go. If I were to sum up why I like part 2.
Okay, ham on beat.
Oh wow. I think I think it was probably the inclusion of some of the wackiest characters in the series that didn't necessarily
100%.
need a crazy aesthetic, like a stand, for example, or flamboyant wearing costumes and stuff. I think it was genuinely the absolute absurdity of the cyborg Nazi teaming up with a British man living in the States, along with an oil tycoon founder, on a quest to hunt down ancient Egyptian vampire godmen. Yeah, I think the bizarreness of part 2 saved it. The characters, especially
Pure absurdity.
Joseph as well. fantastic. He was fantastic in part 2. The humor he added was a big thing because in part 1, humor was so absent. And you get part 2 and you're seeing him fake dead and crawl away. Like, this is not a noble protagonist. This is a fucking punk kid. And it's great.
Joseph is what JoJo needed.
Mm.
I don't think he's the best JoJo, but there's credit to be given where it's like, without him, I don't think JoJo would have got as big as it is.
I think if he had a stand like Star Platinum, he would probably be the favourite.
Maybe.
Genuinely.
True.
That's an interesting topic.
Because,
I mean, he already is everyone's favorite. I mean, everyone loves. I mean, he's not my favorite JoJo, but like, if you ask any anime fan, they go, "Oh, Joseph," straight away.
Just the sigh.
I don't talk to anime fans, so I wouldn't know.
No anime here. This is a no anime zone.
No, this is a book club.
We
talk about manga.
We don't watch JoJo. We just read it in boring old black and white.
Hey, we read it. We're elite.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
Please. Isn't that accessible? Next question.
Yeah, we've antagonized enough people. Next question is from next question is from Devin. Thank you, Devin. If you were forced to choose one main character from every part, who would it be? This can be pretty much anyone who showed up in 6 episodes. Or 6+ episodes. So I think what the question is there is basically pick your favorite character from each part.
Ooh, that's good.
Okay, well, I'll go last because I'm going to type it out so I remember.
Yeah, I think I'm going to type up as well.
I think I'm confident in going.
Right,
we're gonna have a couple of essays here, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm just going to make it dead quick. Speedwagon, Joseph, Polnareff, Kira or Josuke, kind of like both of them. Giorno and or Diavolo, Pucci, Gyro, and then Gappy.
That's a very solid list, and I'm gonna say like my first 4 are exactly the same: Speedwagon, Joseph, Polnareff, Kira. Part 5, I would be more inclined to choose Bucciarati. I just love him. He is mum.
I do. He is mum.
He is mother. Part 6. You know what? I need to think about part 6 actually. Part 7 would probably be Valentine. Even though he's a scummy piece of shit, but he's a very well written scummy piece of shit.
I really wanted to put Valentine as well, but I didn't want to do too many ands, so I just tried. I had to force myself to pick one.
Very fair.
Yeah,
part 8. If I'm gonna avoid Gappy, I'm gonna go Joshu. He's just that. You love to hate him. You love to hate him.
You do. You honestly do. He's such an asshole.
Only a mother could love.
Exactly. That's part of the aesthetic. He appeals to JoJo fans.
I like that. All right, I've got a good list here.
One sec. I've just got to go back to part 6 now.
Oh, part 6. Sorry. Yeah.
Foo Fighters.
Ooh. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go between either Foo Fighters or Anasui.
Solid. Very solid.
Late incel have arrived. All right. Do you want to go?
Yeah. So first part, I'd go for Speedwagon or Dio. I think part 1, Dio in itself is a fantastic villain. He's also, he's intimidating before he's even this vampiric man. He ruins a man's life, essentially, just being a human being and manipulating people, and really makes you hate him. And that is rather, there's not necessarily a lot of nuance there, but that genuinely is a good villain.
Everybody seems to hate part 1 Dio. A lot of people seem to hate him. Yeah, you love him.
He's better written than part 3.
He's essential to the character.
Yeah, I think Speedwagon I put down for a meme. Speedwagon is pretty useful in regards of if you can't see the show, he'll tell you exactly what's happening.
Speedwagon is useful if you're in duel.
Yeah, he can also, for some reason, heat his body to 200 degrees Celsius at will, which I don't even think even Stroheim mastered that science. But anyway, that brings me on to part 2. Rudolf von Stroheim. I think he is one of the most. He steals every scene he's in. I think he's fantastic. Part 3, I actually put Jotaro. I think his, the way he deals with situations is very calculated and methodical. I think it's great. Part 4, obviously Kira, got to represent the fellow handsman. Part 5, I put Giorno, potentially Narancha, because I want to clap those boy pussy cheeks.
Oh, God.
And then I got Jotaro again for part 6, because I think he got flushed out really well. Part 7
wants to eat dolphin ass.
Yeah, he does. Ever since he saw that starfish in Morio, and his life just changed miraculously.
He wrote an entire fucking thesis paper on a starfish he saw on a beach, bruh.
He did. Who's reading that thesis and thinks this is going to contribute to something?
A speedwagon scientist, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to give Jotaro an F, but for some reason, an invisible force slammed my head against the table really fast. I thought, you know what? I won't do this.
He's not actually that smart. He just forces people to do it.
It's just a fucking crayon drawing of a star. People seem to mysteriously end up beaten up for no reason.
We've worked it out. Jotaro was a fraud.
Yeah, Jotaro's a fraud, just like Professor Rogue. I'd say for part 7, I would give it to Gyro. Beautiful personality, really good character. Potentially Johnny. He is one of my favourite Joestars.
Yeah, Wolf Johnny.
And of course, for part 8, I have put Lord Voldemort because I haven't fucking read it. So it could be anything. Who knows? I'll say the one's not the ugly one.
Bro, are you being offensive to JoJo fans now?
Yes, I'll give you my
Funny.
PO box if you want to send me shit.
Funny anime.
That was a real plague for a while. I was actually so adamant against JoJo because of how much it was for in my timeline.
I'm so glad you finally watched it.
Yeah, I thought I can't criticize something unless I've actually watched it.
Now he's on a JoJo podcast.
Now I'm on a JoJo podcast.
All right, I have my list ready.
Go ahead.
Part one,
All right, shoot.
it's got to
Go
be
ahead.
Daria. He goes to rob a dead man and then convinces that dead man to make his son his son. I mean, that's just... If that isn't a power play, I don't know what is. All right, part 2, it's got to be Joseph. I mean,
Oh,
I know, but he's such an entertaining character. Like, I don't know, the comedy of Joseph really like switched to the entire series. For part 3, I've got
true.
Polnareff. I mean,
Hey.
it's hard not to
Hey.
see part 3 as kind of like Polnareff's part, because I think he's the character that undergoes the most development in that part.
yeah.
Yeah.
Part 4, obviously got to be Kira. I mean, I already
Mhm.
explained why I love Kira earlier on. Part 5, Gianna or Diavola. I mean, their dynamic together is just great.
Mm.
I just love Diavola. Like, no particular reason. He's not even a good villain. I just love him. Part 6, I've got Emporio.
Ooh,
He's
that's
so
a
good.
good choice. That's
such a tragic story.
good.
No, yeah.
Makes me tear up when he goes, my name's Emporio. I tear up like a bitch.
My
Especially in
name's
that-
Jeff.
my name Jeff.
Oh no. And
Made me laugh way harder than it should have.
Yeah,
Part
that's
7.
a really good answer. Fuck me.
Part 7,
Mm.
Funny Valentine, obviously. I mean, he's such
Hey.
Oh yeah.
I think, like Bailey said earlier, such a well-written prick. And part
Yeah.
8, Darth Vader.
He's done the same.
I was like, how do I top what Sam said? And I was like,
Yeah,
Darth Vader
People
is...
who haven't seen part 8 and they're just like, oh, I can't wait for JoJo versus Voldemort and Darth Vader.
So fuck.
Fucking Channing Tatum from 22 Jump Street.
Yeah. I love that. That's so good.
All right, so we've given our answers to that. So we'll move on to the final question that was given to us by Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. Okay, 1 second. Sorry, he's written this really poorly. I'm sorry. Sorry, me and
Really what?
really poorly.
Poorly.
Right, my accent isn't that weird. Shut up.
He's written it like
All
a
right,
cat.
Bailey, calm your tits.
I'm gonna fucking deck you in a minute.
Oh, go on, go ahead. Bring your chips, Dubbo.
All right, let's just get this final question. So, where do the characters pull out random items examples? Joseph Tommy Gun, and where Dio's Road Roller came from, and how does Caesar constantly keep soap in his hand? I think what he means to say is, how the fuck do these characters pull this shit out of nowhere?
I mean, Araki's explained each time, so well, maybe not the Tommy gun per se, but he's explained the others.
All right, well, I have an answer for the Tommy gun question.
Yeah,
So
I think I
basically-
know your answer is yeah.
Just GTA. You know, he's got it in his
Bruh.
prison wallet, and he just pulls it out. You know, there might be a stain on the barrel, but you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Oh,
I always thought he just kind of took it from the mobsters that he punched in the face. I just feel like he just took it with him.
I
That's
mean,
a fair
why
point,
has no one
actually.
considered that it's just underneath his coat?
He
like,
just he took it from the
back?
mobsters. What you mean? This 6'7" Goliath just sleight of handed this Tommy gun from a mobster.
I wouldn't put it past Joseph.
I mean, it's Joseph you're talking about here, Caine. If anyone could do it,
He, in the exact same part we're talking about, he managed to finesse an entire cluster of grenades onto Kratos' back.
okay.
So-
Where did he get those damn grenades from?
That as well.
Well, like I said, GTA, prison wallet, say no more.
All right, I think that's probably the closest to an answer we're gonna get. What about the road roller though?
Well,
Oh, he
just
actually went and
grabbed it.
physically got it. Did you not see the part where he left to get it?
Well, yeah, but
Pound
it's
it
never
down.
explicitly explained on screen.
Well, he just grabbed it. Apparently, it is actually a proper like road roller from the era. Like that's what an Egyptian road roller would look like. Apparently,
He probably
homework,
just
he went
went
to Cairo.
looking for something heavy, like a car, and then found it. I mean, it might have been something different. It might have been Renault Clio da, something like that. Just slammed
You-
down the head.
that's actually
But a
funny.
road roller was nearby.
Araki did go to Egypt, and he said it's his least favorite country.
I think
He actually has visited. In an
Is that
interview,
serious?
he got told what's your favorite country and what's your least favorite. He said Italy for his favorite, and he said his least favorite is Egypt. He hated it. So he jokingly said, "So I base an entire part."
Oh my god, is that real?
What a chad!
I'll send you the
Absolute
I'll send you the interview. It's an incredible
I
interview.
wonder what he thinks of India based on their encounters there.
Well, the thing is, if you read the India arc, it keeps talking about how beautiful the country is. So maybe he likes it. So, Bailey, do you want to just describe the bubbles? Because I think that is actually explained in the part itself. You just
Fuck, I need to rewatch and reread
Oh.
part 2 actually. But
he keeps like a substance around his like knuckles or
he's
something.
basically
Like
got it's like soap or something. Basically, he's got around his
Yeah, he
hands.
keeps, Yeah, he like squeezes it out of his sleeves, doesn't he? Claps his hands.
that.
Where are you guys going with this?
His prison wallet.
Prison wallet. His brown soapy liquid just shoots out. It's like, dude, this is fucking disgusting. No wonder no one likes you.
Fucking brown Hammond-filled bubbles.
just Diablo going, get the hell away from me! Don't touch
I had to
me!
get created in prison.
Oh god.
God, that got messy.
Disgusting.
But yeah, JoJo is a part of just where I think JoJo's the only anime that can get away with pulling things out of thin air. I think it's probably the only anime that can pretty much do that.
Yeah, because that's part of the fun.
Yeah, it's part of the ride.
I think all anime is pretty breaking that kind of run. I mean, most characters in anime don't even change their fucking clothes. It's disgusting.
That's
You're gonna wear the same outfit for 200
Can you
episodes.
just,
Stay away from
imagine
me.
how bad Shigechi smells?
When he
Poor
misses his
child.
parents, do you think he misses like hive nest?
Imagine
Right.
Jesus.
how many times do you think the Stardust Crusaders had to like sew and like plaster up themselves so many times? The amount of times they get cut open and then it's mysteriously gone.
Well, to be fair, they kind of explored that.
Fix his trousers.
I
He
always
had a chunk of his leg taken
I
off.
always explain that it's just Joseph's Hamon healing because Hamon can heal. Like, you know, Jonathan
Yeah.
healed his broken arm. It's explained it can heal. So I just think Joseph just heals them. It's just that it's not shown.
I was just going to say it's Joseph's extensive bank account.
He just throws
Stems-
money at the wind.
Like,
Just
Wait,
stems-
doesn't when
Speedwise-
Mark dies or whatever his name is, doesn't fuck, what's part 2's Zeppeli called?
Caesar.
Yeah, doesn't Caesar like heal him to death to put him out of his misery?
No, he just
What's
kind
that
of
about?
takes the pain away using Hamon. He doesn't heal him or anything. He just takes the pain away.
Weird. So bizarre.
he said the funny
Said
word.
the funny word.
I said the funny thing. Subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Subscribe
Is there any more questions, Bailey?
That was the last of the member
Ooh.
questions. So thank you so much to everyone who left a comment. Really appreciate it. We'll see whether we make this kind of a permanent fixture or whether this is just kind of an every once in a while thing. But again, we really appreciate everyone leaving their comments and helping us out, basically. Well, that is about all we've got time for tonight.
That was a very good show.
And, you know,
Yeah, if this
to-
episode gets delayed, it's because you've requested Caine painstakingly you make everyone's bubble highlight. You
Oh.
fucks. Sorry.
Or
That's my
well, I
beef.
mean, to be fair, we've stopped this halfway through and either asked Caine to edit in fucking King Crimson effects
yeah, I
or
did.
So to wrap this
I think
episode
at one
up,
point I requested something quite elaborate. I think it was a compilation of Shigechi's death.
yeah,
That's definitely in
that
this
as well.
video. I know this man.
right,
You've already seen it.
to wrap this episode up, fuck Shigechi.